This is video number 3 in the Microsoft Excel 2013 Comprehensive Textbook, Chapter 10. And we are on page 647. It says to open the Waterfront Studios mailing data workbook, and I have already done that. And we need to unprotect it. So let's go to Review tab here, click on Unprotect, and it is Art 15T5 with the capital A for Art. Apply the Ion theme to the workbook. So that is going to be, I think that's on page layout. Yes, themes, and we want Ion. And there it is. I don't know why these are not in alphabetical order, but they're not. Okay, so it looks like it changed the font a little bit here. And apply the blue warm color theme. So let's go to colors here, and we want blue warm. And that doesn't appear to have done anything, but maybe when we put some titles and things in, we'll see the difference. Save it as a macro-enabled workbook using the file name Waterfront Studios mailing list. I'm going to do a save as, and I'm going to call it Waterfront Studio mailing list. And then just to know that I did it, I'm going to put my name on the end of it and click on save. And I did not save it as the right type of file. So let's go try that again. File, save as, and I want to save it with the same name, but I want to make sure it's macro enabled, and I did not do that before. So macro enabled, same file name. Now I'm actually going to get two of them out there, and one that ends in XLSX and one that ends in XLSM. So later I should probably go back and delete the one that ends in X. And now I'm at the bottom of page 647, and what we want to do is we want to merge and center from A1 to K2 all the way over to here. To be on the Home tab, merge and center. And then I want that to be 24-point bold. I thought maybe they'd use a style here, but 24-point and bold. And middle align the text in cell A1, and okay, this is center align. This is called middle align, so that will align it vertically between the top and bottom. Set column B to a width of 10.75. So right click and do column width, and you're kidding me, we're going from 10.6 to 10.75. And then merge the range B11 to F11, B11 to F11, and do a merge and make it bold. B21 to H21, which will take us all the way over to here, and do a merge and center and do a bold. And then C3 to H3, C3 to H3, merge and center, C4 to H4, merge and center, C5 to H5, I'm starting to see a pattern here, merge and center, C6 to D6, merge and center, C7 to D7, merge and center, and F7 to H7, F7 to H7, merge and center. Okay, so we've just made a little more room for some of the things here, and apply a bottom border to ranges A2 to K2. So from A2 to K2, which is also A1. No, it's not. I think I need to put it on the bottom of this one. So I want a bottom border there, and A9 to K9. So let's do A9 down here to K9 and do a bottom border there as well. And then select L L20. So L20 looks like it would be right there. Okay, and we should match what we see on top of page 648. And now we're moving to the bottom of page 648. And I want to click on the Developer tab up here at the top. And I want to go to the Insert Controls button, which is right here. And I want the Option button in the Form Controls group. And if you pause your mouse, it tells you that's the Options button. And I want to put it right next to Contact By right here. So click and drag, and that's what I get. That was the top of page 649. Now we're on the bottom of page 649. And what they want us to do is they want 8 more buttons. So let's go do that. We want to insert a button right here under email. I'm just going to try to make them about the size of the box. That kind of looks like what they're doing in the book. And then I want one over here in, actually, let's see if we can do a Control C and a Control V here. And I think that's a little bit faster. So I think we want this one over here. And we want another Control V, get your 4-headed arrow. And we want this in B12 right here. And do a Control V, and we want that like right there. And do Control V, and we get another one. And do a Control V and get another one. And do a Control V and get one more. And it goes right down here. And that takes us to the top of page 650 now. And I want to go to Insert Controls again here. And click the checkbox button. And there's a checkbox. And if you pause your mouse, it'll verify that it's a checkbox for you. And what I want to do is I want to put that down in, let me see, B23. So I want to put one about right there. Okay. And your numbers are probably going to vary. I see in the book they start with number 10, and I start with number 24. And that's just a function of what you've done in the past. So the number there doesn't really matter. And I'm going to do a Control C and a Control V to paste in 3 more. So Control C, Control V, and now I've got one pasted in. And it looks like we're doing about every other box here. Do another Control V, put this up here, do another Control V, and put this up here. So now our picture should match the bottom of page 650. And now on the top of page 651, we want to click our Insert Controls button again, and we want to choose a group box, which is this item right here. And we want to drag it around these options right here, so make sure you get it around all of them. And now we're going to go to the top of page 652. And we want to, again, go to the Controls gallery up here. And it says click the command button in the Active X area, which is down here. So click on that. And now what we want to do is we want to draw a command button starting over here in about I7 and going through about J9 over here. So something like that. And then what I want to do is I want to add a second button, and again I'm going to just click on this, do a Control C to copy it to the clipboard, do a Control V to paste it in, and it looks like I want this one down here. Okay. And now we're at the bottom of page 653, and we want to go back to our list of controls up there on Insert. And we want a text box in the ActiveX controls. So here's ActiveX, and a text box is, let me see where the icon for text box is. Right there. No, it's a label. What is the text box? Okay, there it is. It's a little box with some text in it. And what I want to do is I want to put a text box that looks like around I-14 to J-16. So click on that. Go to I-14, which is about right here, down to the bottom of J-16. So something like that should pretty much match the top of page 654. And now we're on page 655, and we want to right-click the first option button here, and this one's real touchy. If you move the mouse even 1 pixel, I think, when you're clicking, you'll get the wrong pop-up menu, and you just have to go back and try again and make sure you hold the mouse real still when you do it. So here's my shortcut menu, and I want to click Edit Text, which is the label that's right next to it, and I want to put the word email there and delete this option button business. Then they say kind of resize it a little bit, and I'm going to pull it up a little bit there so it is in the box. And now we're going to go to the top of page 656, and we're going to rename these US Mail and Telephone, and I'm just going to pause and do that offline here. Okay, I've got all 3 of these option buttons, sometimes they're called radio buttons, here selected. And now what I want to do is I want to select all of them. So if I do a control click, actually right click, and then control right click and control right click, and I want to go to the drawing tools format ribbon up here, and I want to line these up so they look nice. First thing I'm going to do is go to my shape height here, and I'm going to set that to 0.2. Tab out of there. Click out of there, I guess. And now they've all got the same height, and now what I want to do is I want to align them so that they're all together. So let's go to our line here, and let's align them all on the bottom. So now they're all nice and level. And the next one I want to do is go to a line here, and I want to distribute them horizontally so they're equally spaced, and that moves the US Mail one over a little bit. And now we're kind of looking at the middle of page 657. That's what your document should look like right now. And now we want to format the group box controls. Remember, this is the group box over here. And if I click on it here, or actually right click on it probably, let's go over here and try right clicking. There we go, click on the label. And see, that's what happens if you don't hold the mouse perfectly still when you do it. And so what I want to do is I just want to get my handles here and move that up just a little bit. Then maybe move the whole thing down. Okay, that's not working. I wanted these to move with it, but apparently that's not going to happen. So I want to edit these, and I will edit them in a minute, but first I'm going to do the other things on the bottom of page 657. It says move the top one so that it lines with the upper left-hand corner of B12, and that's actually pretty close right there. and move the bottom one so it's the lower left corner of B20. So right click on it, get your four-headed arrow, and move it over like that. And then select all of these. And I think, see if we can just click and drag like that and get them. No, we can't. So we're going to have to click on this, then control click, control click, control click, control click, control click to get all 6 of them selected. And we want to set each one to 0.2 and the width to 1.1. So let's go to our picture format, and the height is 0.2 and the width is supposed to be 1.1, and that is not working. And the reason it's not working is because I have the group box selected there. Let's, okay, clicks off someplace. And I actually need one more option button here. So I'm going to right click and do copy, and then right click and do paste. I don't know about that. I'm just going to do Control V, and I don't have to worry about any of those options. Okay, so now I've got 6 of them. These are the 6 things it wanted me to select, not the group box. So I'm going to do right click, control right click, control right click, control right click, control right click, and now I've got them all selected. And now let's see if we can set the height to 0.2 and 1.1. So go to format here, and height 0.2 and width is 1.1, and I didn't even have to do anything. With the 6 controls still selected, using the align button, align left and distribute them vertically. So let's go to align here, and let's do align left, so they should all line up underneath one another, and then we're also going to distribute them vertically so they're evenly spaced, and that looks a little bit nicer. And now we're going to the top of page 658, and we need to change the names of some of these things here, of all of them. Right click on that and say edit text, and I want to delete what's there and type in artist postcard, and then right click on this one and choose edit text and delete what's there and put in social media. And then there's no point in watching me do this, so I'll just pause the video here and do it offline again. Okay, we're going to finish up this video after we finish page 658 here. It says to select the 4 check boxes down here. So right click, control right click, control right click, control right click. And okay, they want us to match the text, and we'll come back to that. Move the left. Oops, we don't want to select them all yet. Move the leftmost one here so that its upper left corner lines with B23. So, and it pretty much does right now as it is, so we'll just leave that. And I want this one, right click, and I want its upper right corner to be, get the four-headed arrow there. That's pretty close. Aligned with the upper right hand corner of H23, and then I want to select all 4 of these, so just control, 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 click, and I want them to be 0.2 and 1.2. So let's go to format here, and let's do 0.2, and then down here I tried tabbing, it won't let me tab, and we want 1.2, and click out. And it should take effect now for all of these. If I go here, it should say 0.2 and 1.2. If I right click on this one and right click on this one, I'm just keeping my eye in the upper right hand corner there, and they are all 0.2 by 1.2. And then I want to line the tops, and I want to distribute them horizontally. So right click, right control, right click, control, right click, control, right click, and I want to align their tops, and I want to distribute them horizontally so they're evenly spaced. And then what I want to do is, it looks like they all got moved up a little bit here, so I'm just going to drag them down so they're not overlapping with row 22 there. And I think that's pretty good. And then I'm going to put the labels in. Okay, I've just changed all of these, and actually there's one thing here I got kind of messed up before. I'm going to have to right-click on this group box here, and I think what I have to do is right-click over where it says group box. There we go. And then somehow I got that resized, and I wasn't supposed to do that. So I think that's how we want it. But even so, it's overlapping a little bit with this. How did you hear about this event? And if I move it down just a little bit, and then bring the bottom up here, so that's not overlapping with the text at the bottom, we might be able to get by with that. Okay, and that's the end of this video.